For those who are watching on the replay, happy Tuesday, or whenever it is that you're watching. All right, let's get this show on the road. No, I need that. All right. All right, so let's see. Let me make sure that everything is good here. We got a good connection. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you, mommy. Blessed be. Blessed be. Yeah. Say hi. How is everybody doing tonight? Thank you for joining me, even if it's just for 2 seconds. That's okay. We're going to be getting started with free and paid readings tonight, but I like to tune in, say hi, what's up, kind of get a feel for, how are we feeling? How are things going? And you can feel free to be as descriptive or as not as you want. Okay, so I'm gonna get myself prepared here. Let me know in the comments if you are new to this space or if you have joined me for a live before. Let me know how you doing, where you from. We're new, there's lots new. Well, thank you for joining me. So I will get into kind of how it works. Hi, hello. I love it. I love it. It's always so exciting to have new people come join and kind of come into the space and join into the space. Texas, what's up, Taryn? How are you, my dear? It's nice to see you again. We got Utah, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Greenland. Wow, that's dope. I love that. Ohio. We got Nebraska in the house. Welcome, welcome. So we got Jersey in the house. What's up? I'm doing well. I was sick for the last 2 weeks. That's why I wasn't on last week, and the week before I got really sick, and then last week I was just recovering. So I'm doing good now. And we're back this week for free and paid readings. Okay. We're in Cali, South Carolina. Nice. Well, I'm Angelica. So my name is Angelica. I'm in Colorado, in Denver. Yeah, me too. Definitely. I am a quantum healer and an empath. So I was saying something earlier to myself. I was like, I am an intuitive, empathic badass, which actually allows me to read into people very, very deeply. And that allows me to do readings and healing very, very deeply on quantum level. And it allows it to be very, very effective. I'm really good at what I do. And so, yeah, shadow worker, light worker, etc. All of the above. Absolutely. So we're going to get into free and paid readings, like I was saying. And also, if you do feel guided to work with me one-on-one, I do offer one-on-one healing sessions. I offer one-on-one mentoring sessions. I'm in the process of creating a course specifically for empaths and healing for empaths. And I also do private readings as well as private readings for mediumship and the type of readings I'm going to do here. All right. So we're going to get into that now, Ellie. Yes, me too. Thank you all for the well wishes. I really appreciate that. Okay. So like I said, I'm offering free and paid readings. So the free readings are general readings. Okay. I already see somebody Venmoed me. So free readings are just going to be general readings. So there's no like yes or no or love or relationship or anything like that. It's just a free general reading. And with those, you leave a comment with your name. Okay? For my paid services, my paid people, you guys get on a list and I go through the list first. You know, it's a paid list. Okay? And for my paid services, I actually do more than reading. Okay? I do readings for $25. I also do energy work and energy clearing. Energy work always includes whatever intentions you might want to bring, whatever you might want to work on, okay? Mediumship is connecting to past loved ones. You can remain open, or you can specifically, connect, okay? And or multidimensional mediumship, which is connecting to spirit guides, higher self, and multidimensional aspects of you. And if you are ever maybe wary of, I've never seen this chick and I don't know how the deal is, either stick around, or I would invite you to check out my YouTube channel, which is where I post all of my my replays for my lives on TikTok here. I post them all there. Okay. Taryn, I got you, Taryn. Okay, so since I already have a paid reading, and paid services, I forget, my bad. I'm still getting the hang of getting back into the swing of things. So the paid services, all the links to donate are in my profile. Okay, just in case you're wondering, how do I get a reading and how do I get paid? Or how do I do a paid reading? And then you click the link there, you scroll all the way down. There's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. And then you let me know in the comments. You come back here, you let me know that you've donated. Okay? Let me put Taryn on the list because she already paid. And so I always go with paid first, and then I go to my my freebies. So feel free to stick around and watch and kind of get an idea of how this kind of works, or just like sit and bask in the energy, because I always create a container for us to vibe and heal and become aware. Okay. All right, Taryn, my dear. You paid for multidimensional mediumship. Is there a specific guide or a specific person, not specific person, but a specific being that you're looking to connect with, or are you open, my dear? Actually, let me put this over here. Open? Okay, all right. We actually had, you missed it yesterday, Taryn. I was doing multidimensional mediumship for someone, and a false guide came in. There was like two guides that came in. There was like a high guide, like a true guide, and there was a false guide that came in, and we did a clearing for the false guide. It was really cool. So you never know how these things are going to go. That's why they're so fun. All right, so you're open. Yeah, it was pretty cool, which sparked a lot of intrigue. Okay, so Taryn, thank you for the donation, as always, my dear. I love you, and I always love to facilitate for you. I'm going to connect to your energy first, and then see who wants to come in. Okay, I'm going to set some intentions first before I even ask. Always asking for high benevolent guides, beings, or aspects of Taryn in other dimensions, spaces, realities, planes of existence that have her highest and best interest at heart, that wish to bring forth information, insights, messages, healing, etc., and want to connect through the heart, through love. Okay, this is very interesting. Ah, we'll see how this goes. This one feels, okay, one second. It feels a little farther away. So I'm like, well, is this another dimension? Like another aspect of you in another dimension? And sometimes they feel quote unquote far away. So as to demonstrate different dimensions or different realities, you know, so I have to feel into that part. So I keep hearing 12. Okay. All right. So we're going to connect to a 12th dimensional aspect of you. This is a collective where there's an aspect of you within that collective. They feel, it's very interesting. I see like gold, but like the color of actual gold, like, not like maybe a bright yellow gold. It's like a gold, like a true gold. And I feel like the reason why they're having me distinguish between the golds is because of frequency and being able to like tune into that frequency, into their frequency. Okay. So this is a, I'm going to find the words sooner or later, but it's a 12th dimensional aspect of you that is residing in the 12th dimension and is part of a collective. Okay. They're going to bring in codes. They're going to bring in some healing. They're going to bring in some clearing. They're very, very interested in a benevolent way. They're very, very interested and invested, you could say. I'm trying to find another word because I feel like there's another word there. In a benevolent way when it comes to your ascension. Okay. They're very much like, okay, they're very supportive of your ascension and they're here to support you in your ascension. This group collective does not have a name. They may give me one later, but that's just kind of what's coming through now. They don't go by like a name. It's a very distinguishable, very high, like very, 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 very high vibe, very high octave frequency. And if you want it, they're actually asking if you would want to how do I say this? There are not really, is this emotional, like energetic knots? Okay. So there's energetic knots. So this is another phenomena that can happen. So there's some energetic knots between you and them. Sometimes this happens this can happen for a lot of different reasons, okay, that I'm not going to get into now, but you know, it could be like emotional grief, different trauma, etc., that, you know, these knots get tied for whatever reason, and they block off the flow of energy between us and whatever aspect of us. I've done this before as well in my own like healing journey, and when I became aware of like energetic knots and I untied them, and I became a lot more connected to like my Andromedan aspect, my Syrian aspect, these different aspects of me that there's an aspect of me in those realities. So if you are open to that, my dear, of untying these knots, we can untie them at this time, but only with your permission. explicit permission is what I'm hearing in my head. And hold on, let me see. I feel like gold is brought up in a lot in regards to yeah, you're the golden child. Yes, please. Okay. All right. All right. We got you. So hold on one second. Let me kind of all right. Okay. So I'm just going to feel in to see what the next step is. Yeah, that's okay. So they want to kind of address what you said. Gold and the frequency of gold. And there's different frequencies of gold, right? There's like a yellow gold and a gold, or, oh, excuse me, you know, a more, yeah, I don't know. There's different like colors, right? Different hues of gold, different frequencies of gold. And what they're saying is like gold is it's a dominant part of your frequency. And it would like, I'll say it, that frequency is meant to flow through you in a much more fully expressed on a more consistent basis. So they're kind of showing me like stop, start, you know, like like you can feel like that really high vibe sometimes, and other times it's like you know, feeling a little flat. And those are times when it's not flowing. Not that it's not flowing, but like that there's less flow there. Okay. So they're coming through as I hear guardians / ambassadors. So kind of take whatever maybe resonates there. Of this golden frequency for you specifically, in order to kind of attune to this a little bit more, because I know that you're sensitive. I know you feel very deeply, you're more empathic, you're very sensitive. And so this is kind of going to be like a little bit of an attunement, kind of akin to when you get like a Reiki attunement. So it's kind of going to be like that. Okay. There might be a little of intensity is what I'm hearing. So there might be, hold on. There might be some intensity in the way that it might cause some things to come up to clear really quick. Okay, so it might get a little intense. But they are ensuring that it's nothing that's gonna be overly like overwhelming or not going to cause a healing crisis. Okay. However, it might be a little intense. That's just what I'm hearing. I don't know whether that's whether that'll come to pass or not, but that's what I'm hearing. So I'm just going to relay it out as it is. Okay. As I hear it. Okay. So we're going to get into it. So right now I just want you to listen. So for anybody else who is here that wishes to receive what is most relevant and for your highest and best good, you're welcome to receive this as well. You just have to set the intention to receive. So we're going to bring in their frequency, that gold frequency. We're going to wrap your entire aura in it. Penetrating every layer. Energetically and physically, down to the cellulars, the subatomic level, the atomic level, down to your pure energy, where you are pure energy, attuning every aspect physical, non-physical, to this frequency. So in this is where, because you're receiving this very high vibe attunement with this, it may bring a lot, maybe not a lot, but it may bring some more deeply embedded traumas to the surface to heal, to move out, because it's time. And they're saying like it's no longer serving you, and it's ready to move. It's ready to move. So I just want you to focus on your heart, my dear Taryn. And take those deep breaths for me. So I feel there's a lot of kind of like these phrases that we have, like chip on your shoulder, monkey on your back, those types of heavy energies that we carry on our shoulders, or we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, or the weight of our trauma on our shoulders. I can feel in my left shoulder particularly, and that's going to connect to the feminine energy. So there's a lot of releasing around that feminine energy, and I would say defilement and violation of her and of her energy that caused trauma and wounding and caused her to like begin to suppress her true, lovely, divine, magnificent, brilliant self, because she was carrying the weight of this heaviness, this darkness. And we're just clearing that out of that left shoulder. And what we're doing is we're blasting it with that golden light, dissolving everything that can be dissolved and clearing everything that can be cleared. Oof. And that moves into the throat. It moves into the throat. And your expression, around your expression specifically. Whew. So we're just moving that energy. Okay, I'm actually hearing, we're going to call in the divine feminine Sophia. And we're going to bring in Sophia coding. To help you reclaim. To support you and assist you in reclaiming your divine feminine essence, knowing that she's safe. She's safe to express. She's safe to be herself. She's safe to be her magical, divine, sassy, fierce, gentle, soft, all of the archetypes, all the different archetypes of that divine feminine. She's safe to be all of it. So just keep taking those deep breaths from me, dear. And with this, you no longer have to focus on the heart. You can kind of just focus, allow your awareness to go wherever in your body, whatever sensations, kind of just becoming aware of whatever sensations you're led to. But focusing, just resting your awareness inside your body and feeling. Whew. There's a lot of heaviness still coming out. So, we're going to bring in some Karuna Ki, Reiki, and we're going to bring that as another layer of healing, being as gentle as we can. Okay, so these guides / ambassadors or guardians / ambassadors would like to come in again. And while that work is kind of circulating throughout your system, there's a couple more things that they want to say. First thing is trust yourself. We understand that in the past, there were experiences to break that trust or to create mistrust, distrust within the self. However, it is time to allow yourself to trust who you are and what you are, to trust your journey, to trust every aspect of yourself, and to accept every aspect of yourself. Acceptance is the next thing that they would like to address. We understand the difficulties, the challenges you have faced when it comes to accepting circumstances, accepting who you are, accepting your light and accepting how that is meant to unfold through you and as you and for you. Again, we say it is time to accept. Accepting where you are, who you are, how you express. Accepting your journey, your path. Full acceptance we are speaking of here. Full, outright, unencumbered, unequivocal. Irrevocable. You get the idea. They're trying to say words in my head and I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to say. This type of radical acceptance of the self is the greatest gift that you can give to yourself. It allows one to relax, to rest, to understand and know peace deep within. And rest in a space of deep peacefulness that as it permeates and restructures your foundation, becomes unshakable. It becomes the remembrance of who you are beyond the labels, beyond the personality structure, beyond the ego structure. Who you truly are beyond all of the illusions you have played in thus far. We love you. We are watching and guiding you in your journey. We are always sending support, and all you need is to ask. Okay, I'm feeling a rush of heat. This is me again. There was something that I was maybe wanting to say, but it kind of disappeared from my head. So maybe it's not meant to be said. I will say, my dear Taryn, there is an invitation there to connect more deeply through that frequency. I would connect, because you're sensitive, it might be easier to connect through that gold frequency or that golden frequency. They never dropped a name. So to me, that kind of means it's open. And like, you get to decide if you want to give them a name or if you want to just connect to them telepathically in your thoughts, like in your heart and through that golden frequency. Okay. I'm also going to say lots and lots and lots of water. I don't feel the pain in my shoulder like it was. It feels a lot. It feels like it's cleared quite a bit. However, there's still some clearing going on. Your higher self is going to take care of the rest of that. Okay. I'm just kind of listening to your higher self to see if there's any further instructions. Okay. All right. So we're going to we're going to send Reiki to your dream time. To help you integrate and to help you kind of help to expedite this clearing, but also to help, just kind of soften. So there might be some intensity. I'm feeling the pain in my shoulder over here this time. So yeah, there's still a lot kind of being cleared out of different parts of like the shoulder, the left shoulder, within your body, because there's still the body's still holding on. Your body was still holding on to some trauma related to kind of everything we talked about around that feminine energy. Okay, so let me kind of fill in. Okay, your higher self's giving me like a thumbs up, so I think we're good there. Okay, now we're disconnecting. Okay, cool. We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it there. Whew. Yeah, there was a lot. Kind of clearing there. Let me know how that went for you, my dear. Hi, Ash. How are you? That's weird. You're right. Your right ear just popped. There was quite a bit, and there's going to be quite a bit still being facilitated. I just get 24 hours. It's kind of be like kind of an intense blast, and it's very aptly timed with the eclipse coming up. So it feels like the eclipse energies are going to come in and add and amplify to whatever kind of what we did here. Does that make sense? Your shoulders feel lighter too, Kat. That's beautiful. Who else kind of feels a little bit of a shift or a bigger shift? The pain in my shoulders is moving and they don't feel as tight as they were. Yeah, I can definitely still feel it. But at first it was kind of like here and moving into my neck and my ear and I was like, ah. And now it's kind of like back here in my rear delts areas. So I don't have any words. I would say, like I said, lots and lots of water to help move that energy through. Okay. But yeah, thank you, my dear. It's always a pleasure and an honor to facilitate for you. Let me know. Feel free to reach out. Let me know how that goes over the next couple of days or not. But I'm always here if you want to share. All right, my dears. So I don't know how, let's see, 9. Okay. All right. So let's get back into the free readings. I'll have to do mediumship for your Nona at some point. Oh, connecting to your grandma. Well, I'm here, my dear. I'm here. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm here, my dear. So let's get back into free general readings. So my free readings, I'm always offering free and paid readings, but my free readings go as follows. They're free general readings. So only my paid readings get, the questions, I want to know about my love life. I want to know about this. I want to know about that. That is paid readings only. Okay. So if you are interested in a free general reading, just leave a comment with your name and I will go to wherever I'm intuitively guided to. And, let me, okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Oh, you brought your friend Sunny? Hi, Sunny. Who? Is that Kati or Katie? Or both? Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So let me just tune back into the collective that we have here. Interesting. Okay. I'm actually hearing Katie. Okay, got you. All right. I'm actually feeling you, Katie. So we're gonna pull a card for you and ask that it be. Whoa. I didn't even have to ask and it flipped over. Okay, my dear Katie, your card is balance. And if you look at the bottom there, this is about an initiation. So this feels like, if you want to like a screenshot or you just kind of want to glance at those light codes for a minute there, this is an initiation into more balance in your life. Okay? It's time to, let me kind of fill in. Okay, what I'm feeling when I tune into your energy is, I don't know if you're an overworker or this is just an analogy that they're giving me, but they're like, it's important to bring more like balance into your life, whether it's work life, personal, business, whatever, like wherever because you know where it's imbalanced, you can feel it. But it's time to bring more balance into those aspects of your life. Because what I see, or kind of like how they're showing it to me, is almost like a waterfall and like going over the edge. That's not to bring fear or anything like that. It's more like that's with the imbalanced energy as it stands, that's where you're heading. And there's a higher probability of that. There's no prediction of the future, but there's a probability that, if you keep going like imbalanced and you're not balancing these little aspects of your life, which are actually significant and not little at all, they show me the waterfall, like going over the edge. And then from there, if you go over the edge or you go over that waterfall, it'll be time for a deep cleansing or a deep clearing or deep healing. And it'll be like a forced thing, almost like when someone keeps neglecting their health, and then they're suddenly, not really suddenly, there's been all of these like subtle cues and these subtle hints, and they're not listening. And then all of a sudden, to them, out of nowhere, oh no, I have all of these health problems and all these health issues, because they weren't listening to the subtler hints. And now they have to deal with the bigger fucking issue. Okay. So that's kind of how it's coming through to me for you. Okay. I'm moving too fast. Oh, you're singing. Got you. But yeah, that's what I feel for you, Katie. So you can let me know if it, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but I feel like balance is coming in for you. And because it's an initiation, it's important. I will say this, it's important to pay attention to. especially if we're like moving through an initiation. It's important to pay attention. That's all I'll say. You're welcome, Katie. Oh, I have health issues and I tend to overwork. That's interesting. I didn't even know that about the health issues. I was just pulling that. I didn't know that was specifically to you, but I'm glad that it resonates. So take whatever, well, with that, Katie, I would encourage you to find more balance. And before you even find more balance, but like really start to target, like do some journal work or some, just some inner self-reflection work around what areas of your life do you feel are imbalanced or are maybe showing signs of being imbalanced. Especially if you're overworking, then that means you're not taking time to, or that may mean you're not taking enough me time to do self-care, self-love, because, okay. That's interesting. Ha ha ha. That's interesting. So they're showing me an empty cup. And the way it relates to that, the waterfall is that if you go over the waterfall, you'll be forced to refill your cup. And if you're already having health issues, you're already experiencing it cropping up in your life. It's already manifesting. Okay. So I would highly encourage you to take stock of what really matters, what you really value. Do you value your health? Do you value your well-being? Like your mental well-being, your emotional well-being? What do you value? And take stock of that and be very honest about where you are. Because it feels like there is sometimes when we overwork, there's like other factors that are creating that need to like overwork. I keep hearing scarcity in my, like needing to like make sure that you eat and make sure that you have the bills paid and make sure you do this. And so if you're moving or operating from a place of scarcity and lack, then where do you fit in? So maybe just asking yourself those questions. Okay. You also have 3 kids, so that makes sense. I got you. Yeah. And a lot of moms, no judgment here, just a preface, but a lot of moms do tend to focus on meeting everyone else's needs, or just even women in general, meeting everyone else's needs, and they forget themselves. So it's time to remember yourself, or else you'll be kind of forced to remember, or, you'll be kind of forced in that, to really balance and restructure your life. So I hope that helps. And thank you for allowing me to read for you. At least they're giving fair warning. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times we do get the little nudges, but they can be like more subtle. And if we're going, and we're not like paying attention to the subtle nudges and hints, then we're going to eventually have to pay attention somehow. It's okay. Keep going. It's just going to come back bigger the next time. Okay. So you're welcome. You're welcome, Katie. All right. So a couple more. Let's do last call for any free or paid readings. Since we don't have a lot of people here, that's okay. Last call for free and paid. If you have any questions about any paid services, please let me know. I was actually seeing you. How do you say your name? Is it Gunit Or is it Ganit? I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but I know that there is like, sometimes with American tongues, it just like sometimes, but I'm feeling you, my dear. First, Ganit. Okay. So I'm gonna connect to your energy, and we're gonna pull a card here. Okay, there you are. Said the light language speaker. Hey, I'm also human. I'm also human. I'm very, very human. And I've noticed that sometimes, you know, I mispronounce things. I'm like, well, pardon me. All right, so Ganit. Oh, did we? No, we didn't. Okay. All right. So asking for the highest, most benevolent messages for Ganit. Their highest and best good. Whoa. Okay. All right. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, what is this? Oh, okay. Wow. This is really good. Okay. All right, my dear. All right, Ganit, are you ready? So, which one do I? Okay, so the main thing here is about self-worth. This one actually fell on the floor. And when I seen that, so this is about awareness. Okay, where it is. There's awareness, right? We're in the Lyra or the Lyra star system. So it's about self-worth. And when I seen that it fell on the floor, I was like, ooh, excuse me, what I heard, we're gonna move some energy, okay? We're gonna move some energy with this reading. So when I seen that's on the floor, I heard, it's like an analogy or a metaphor of like your self-worth is on the floor. And it's time to pick yourself, like it's time to pick it back up. And it's time to like pick yourself back up and start valuing yourself more. I would say internally, inner child doesn't fully feel worthy because little Ganit doesn't feel fully accepted for who they are. And so the self-worth is coming in to say like, hey, you do have value. You do have, there is kind of a lot here. There's kind of a lot here because it also affects your expression and expressing yourself. And sometimes suppressing yourself or maybe not saying what you really want to say. It's a lot of different aspects here. So I'm going to try to keep it short here, but you do have value and it's time to start seeing that value within yourself, that you do have value. You know, you do have value to give others. You are valuable as a human being. There's a lot of like, okay. And this might actually affect your ability to bring in or create or generate bigger streams of abundance. Like financial abundance, because we're talking about worth, value, and these are also terms that we use for money. So a lot of times they become interchangeable. So a lot of times when we feel like unworthy, even if it's like on a deep subconscious, unconscious level, it can affect our ability to create financial abundance, or it can create like glass ceilings where we can't quite break through, or we feel like so unworthy that like, how could I ever make, such and such and such and such. So there's that is also coming through with that. So it might also pertain to money. Or it feels like it affects your ability to, generate, I guess, bigger streams of income is how it comes through. So self-worth. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna tap in a little bit deeper. We were talking about acceptance earlier. I don't know if you've seen it, Ganit. We were talking about acceptance when I was reading for Taryn. So this is, I would say, little Ganit, like little inner child Ganit, doesn't feel fully accepted and therefore doesn't feel fully worthy. And this is affecting their ability to really fully embody who you're meant to be. Okay. There's other things here that, this is a shorter reading, so I'm not going to get into all of that, but there's a lot of like moving parts here. Okay. I'm hearing to go to the other card. Okay. And so we're going to do a little bit, like just a little tiny bit of light language if you're open to it. Because this is about your brain circuitry. And your brain circuitry, our brains are so flexible and so malleable that, we can create new neural pathways, but we have to be dedicated to creating those. It's like a groove, right? It's like a groove in your brain that like you keep thinking the thoughts of like, I'm unworthy, I'm unworthy, I'm unworthy. And if you think that every day, even unconsciously every day for 30 years, then you've created quite a groove, right? So then it takes some time to build a new groove, right? Build a new thought. And something that feels, you can't just be like, oh, I'm worthy, because if you don't feel that on a deep internal level, like your body's going to say, or your mind or your internal intuition is going to say, fuck you, I don't feel that way. You're lying, bitch. But so it has to be something that you actually believe, or something that can take you and turn you around into the direction of building that self-esteem, building that momentum towards that self-worth and valuing yourself more. Okay. They keep saying you have a lot to give, but you're not giving yourself enough credit, because it feels like you were taught to diminish. It feels like little inner child was diminished of like anything that they would do. It wasn't like fully recognized or encouraged, and there was like diminishment as well. So it feels like, almost like a why try type of thing. Nobody's going to pay attention. I'm not going to be seen for who I am. I'm not going to feel encouraged, so like I said, there's several different components, but we're talking about the brain circuitry here. And let me see if there's something here that wants to come through. I would ask myself, if I were you, do some journaling, or just like, have it kind of percolate in your awareness and think about it. About how, let's see, hold on. What is the words? The first question I hear is, do I feel worthy? There might be a split answer here. Yes, I do sometimes. No, I don't other times. So if that's the case, or whichever way you go, Where do I feel worthy? And where do I feel unworthy? And just let those answers, or let the question kind of kick up what it needs to kick up so that the answers can come. Okay? As it feels a little bit more buried to me. I think there's awareness around this, but it feels a little bit more buried underneath the surface. So a little bit more embedded in the unconscious. Okay. Brain circuitry. Are you open for some light language, Ganit? Yes, you're right. I feel that inside me. Okay. Let me know if you are open to a little bit of rewiring. Yes? Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna connect to your higher self. All right. So just a little some here. Hea senatu maha ale ika wasa shakia anate. Le hea has shako uye ile ea has. Shikia ayate ti ase. Ko ia asata te. Kia wa ase ia la aka ua ati ia. Ke le kia wa asate ia asate te. Take a deep breath. And just let those codes settle wherever they need to settle, land wherever they need to land. You don't need to like cognitively or consciously understand. We're talking to the soul, and the soul's going to know what to do. Because the soul works in concert with the higher self. Okay? So there's some light language for rewiring the brain and deconditioning it of these old stories you're over-identifying with. I'm unworthy, I'm this, I'm that. And we want to highlight that those are lies, they're false, they're illusions. It's not the truth of who you are. It's just a story that you're overly identifying as. And you think that you're them, or you think that you're these things so, so closely, so strongly that you can't quite distinguish or see that like you're not those things. But sometimes the almost like the light comes in, it's like, oh, I'm not these things. But then you kind of go back into, identifying. Okay. So there's some of that. There's some of that going on. All right. So it's just a little bit of like light codes to help decondition the brain, decondition the mind, and let go of those old stories because they're not serving you. Okay. I feel like that spun me. People pleasing gets to you a lot. And that could tie into your worth. Did you know that? When we feel like, a lot of times people pleasers, they don't feel worthy. So they sometimes, at least I know that I've done this in the past, is I wrapped my value, or my sense of value, my sense of worth, in how well I could please people. But then, like, for example, with my mom, I felt like I could never please her. I felt like I was always doing something wrong. So my sense of self-worth and my sense of self-value was shit. So if you're tying your sense of value into how well you can people please and please these people, and then not realizing that they're in charge of their own happiness, there is a a balance and a fine line and a difference between doing something for someone because you genuinely feel guided to, and that's its own reward, and pleasing someone, wanting to please someone because there's a deep internal operating system that your value is tied into them being happy, them being pleased, them validating you, etc. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. I hope that resonates. I would definitely take some of those questions into consideration, kind of let them just percolate and see what comes up for you. Okay. And I'm always here. You know, if you want to go deeper, if anybody here gets a reading from me and they want to go deeper and help to heal, I can help to heal. I can help you move through these things and bring some really profound awarenesses. This is the type of work that I do. So, you know, obviously no pressure. But if anybody does feel like they do want a little bit of extra help or a little bit of extra guidance or extra clearing or extra insights, you know, one-on-one session will get you right. Or at least we'll start to help, you know, unravel these stories. Okay. All right. So yeah, trust your gut. Trust your gut. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, Ganeet. It's always a pleasure and it's always an honor. It looks like someone, hold on, it looks like someone paid. All right, Ash. You're funny. Oops. All right, Ash. All right. Bip. I seen it. All right, Simon says. So I take it you want to connect to Simon. Do you have... Okay, that's my first question. So I have two questions. Okay. Second question is, do you have a specific question or query or maybe insight into something specific? Because I mean, this is your chance to like really go deep in on, you know, if you're feeling, or you can just be open, whatever. It's your choice. But yeah. Are you thinking? It looks like you're thinking. So how is everybody else doing there tonight? Hello, how are you? All right, let me swipe these so that, okay, all right, cool. I want to know if I'm doing what I need to, oh, so I can talk to him. Okay. All right. We're going to expand upon that. I don't know why or how, but like, I feel like we're going to expand upon that. Like I feel another question coming. All right. So let me connect to you, Ash. Thank you for your donation, my dear. It's always a pleasure. I love you. I love you. I love you. So let me connect. Let's see. Where are you at? Okay, there you are. Okay, let's connect to Simon. I don't know I don't know what's with all the gold energy. I don't even remember if Simon came in with gold energy before, but he's coming through with gold energy. He comes in as, today he comes in as like a, well, at least how I'm perceiving him in my own mind's eye. is like a breastplate, like a armor, but like not silver or whatever metal. Yeah, I think it was silver or nickel or whatever. Not silver, it's white. And then it has like gold. I don't know if these are feathers or what they are on the ends, like where the shoulders, like the shoulder pads would be, but not pads. Um, like it's got kind of like an arch on the shoulders, and it's like white breastplate, and it kind of looks like white feathers. It's very interesting. And then gold, gold like shoulder pads. I don't know what to call them. Gold shoulder pads with white feathers. That's kind of how he shows himself to me. And that can always be symbolic. um, to me, this white feathers, this feels angelic. This feels alchemical, these golden shoulder things. And to all of this get up together, he's kind of got like a helmet on too. It's golden. There's some white. I want to say there's a little bit of silver in there, but he's got like it almost kind of comes in kind of not really like Loki. Oh, this is very interesting. Okay. Okay. So he is a bit of a trickster. He is, but it's not like there's a high octave expression of trickster. There's a lower octave of expression of a trickster. He's an ascended. He likes to play. And have you ever heard of, okay, I know you've heard of empaths, right? Have you ever heard of the Heyoka empath? The sacred clown. He feels like a version of that, but like an ascended version. And there's a connection that he's making to you about you being a Heyoka. A Heyoka empath. So Heyoka empaths are more reflectors. They reflect people's emotions, thoughts, internal world, physical stuff. So they say that Heyokas are like the most powerful. I feel like an empath is an empath, and your degree of how you embrace that and activate that within you determines how powerful it is, but that's just me. But there is what is the word? There is an indication. He's indicating how he is kind of this, you could say like a sacred clown type of archetype-ish. Not that he's an archetype, but like you can kind of think of him as like an archetype type, archetypal guide, in that he's helping you with your empathic abilities, your empowerment. Because I believe we've talked about power before, right? With Simon, like power, like the solar plexus. He's helping you to train to become a powerful reflector, empath, and a powerful, hold on, there was, I hold on, let me see if I can find it again, because I lost it right away. He's helping you with your empathic abilities. to become very, very powerful as a reflector, and not just very powerful, because sometimes that can bring up things, but yeah, powerful, standing in your power as a reflector. You, and owning that, because that's part of your power. That's part of your signature. It's part of your signature frequency. And you're not quite owning all of it. You're okay. Okay. The way he says it is like you're not owning it fully. You own it sometimes, and then kind of, I don't know if you doubt it other times, or like not doubt it, but you feel like, I don't know. Should I be? Oh, I don't know. It's almost like a little like walking on eggshells, but sometimes you embrace it, and other times it's maybe not so much. Okay. And I'm seeing to watch. I'm seeing to watch. What am I doing? It's been really emotional lately, and I found out that I've been taking on energy. Okay. I've been learning to transmute. Okay. All right. You don't know if that's Simon? Yeah, I don't know. I'm connecting to a Simon. He's just showing me. Oh, okay, I see. Hold on one second. No, this is Simon. That's his frequency. Sometimes guides show us, or show up, or might show up like different ways in our mind's eye for a lot of different reasons. I could get into all of them, but it would take me off course. But it feels like him. Simon. One second. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for sharing what you shared, because I'm like, it's helping me to figure out like, wait, what? Because you're Simon. I know you're Simon. Yeah, he's definitely Simon, but he's coming in as this like warrior type of energy, because you blah, blah, blah. Because you said that you had mentioned that you learned that you were taking on energy. He's coming in as like this warrior guy, kind of this warrior get up and stuff, in so that he's a shapeshifter. Sometimes tricksters or shapeshifters. So he's coming in this way of like, with this like warrior get up, in order to reflect to you this ability that you have to transmute, that we all have, really, to transmute energy, not take it on. Because this angelic like breastplate that he has going on, there's deep symbolism in that. Remember I said these gold shoulder pad things felt alchemical? Alchemy is, what's another word for alchemy? Transmutation, transformation. So he's coming in as in this kind of get up to reflect to you this kind of lesson that you're going through, this like, so he feels like he changes shapes, like he's a bit of a shapeshifter. And again, there's a high octave expression and a low octave expression. He's a high octave expression. He really loves to play. He really likes to play. So the message here that I hear, that I feel, sense coming through now is play with transmuting this energy. You know, we learn, you know, us as empaths or just, you know, becoming more spiritually aware, more energetically aware. Oh shit, I'm taking shit on. Oh, okay. How would your inner child, how would your inner Terran like react to that? Oh, okay, pew, 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 you know, like get playful with it. Get playful with it. So he's here to like, he's almost like playing dress up. He's also a shapeshifter. So it's very interesting how he presents himself. But really he's kind of showing you how to be playful, alchemical, fucking protected, you know, in your freaking power, and owning that shit, owning all of these different parts. Okay, all right, I'm learning how to not take on energy. All right, cool. You know, how can I make this fun? How can I make this playful rather than kind of being like, you know, or, and I don't know if that's how you've been, because we do want to take it somewhat serious and like learn how to not take that stuff on, right? But the inner child, that inner child has the ability to play. They don't get stuck in shit. They don't get stuck in shit unless fear comes in, unless doubt comes in. So he kind of feels like he's helping you to play with transmutation, with alchemy, not letting that shit rest on your shoulders. You don't have to take that shit on, you know, and put it on your back. Put it on your shoulders. You don't have to, you know, that doesn't have to weigh on you, basically. It doesn't have to weigh on your shoulders. It doesn't have to weigh on your spirit. Okay? There's some deeper symbolism around angelics and angelic connections. And then Merlin and that like Merlin type energy, that magician type energy, being a powerful transmutator, being a powerful transformational, you know, alchemical badass, etc. There, you know, that's kind of, I'm feeling into these things that he has on. There's a lot deeper symbolism if you sit with that. You know, even the golds, like it's like this warrior helmet, but it's got like kind of like golden horns. That says to me, powerful transformation, alchemical abilities, magician abilities. Hmm. Hmm. Magic. Owning your magic. That's all I hear in my head. It's like the way he comes through and how he's connecting to you now. Because like guides can kind of shift, you know, how they're guiding us or what they're guiding us in. And, you know, sometimes we don't always have the same. We don't always have the same guides for our entire life. Other new guides will come in when we're in different phases of our life or going through different lessons, etc. His unique ability feels like he's a little bit of a shapeshifter. I feel like I lost it again. Let's see if I can connect back to it. He's here to, as kind of like a shapeshifter-ish type benevolent guide. He's helping you to understand your own nature of shapeshifting and how you shapeshift from one thing to another, and your ability within all of that to transmute, to transform, to reinvent yourself. Because that's kind of what a shapeshifter does, is they're able to like reinvent themselves, shapeshift into this. And now I'm this. Oh, now I'm this. Now I'm this. And don't we do that don't we kind of do that when we're kids and we're playing? Oh, I'm going to be this. I'm going to be this person. And I'm going to be the superhero or whatever. I have this ability. No, now I have this ability and this ability. You know what I mean? So he comes in very playful and wants to remind you of your ability to shapeshift in a playful way. Transmuting in a playful pew, 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 pew way. Okay. See, I don't remember how, because I forget almost instantaneously when I do readings, which is great for me. So I don't want to, it allows me to not attach to anything. So I don't know how he came in before. This is just how he's coming in now. That doesn't mean like this is how he always is. It doesn't mean that's how he always is. It's just how he's kind of coming through in this moment, especially since realizing you're taking on energy. He also has a sword. It's gold. How could you use that sword to cut through the lies, cut through the illusions, cut through the bullshit that like cutting to the truth and seeing why are you taking on energy? There's got to be some kind of payoff, right? There's got to be some kind of like, I'm doing this, even if it's like super subconscious and like sometimes we're not aware of certain dynamics that we're playing out, and those can be tied to certain beliefs. Like I believe that I can only, that I have to take on people's trauma in order to feel loved and in order to feel connection. So if that's like something that's being carried around by our inner child, let's say, that can create a specific energetic dynamic. And until we become aware consciously of the dynamics of why we're doing something or why that's being allowed to occur, then it's going to keep occurring. It's going to keep happening. Sometimes just becoming aware, usually just when we become aware of why and what's going on, it'll shift. If it doesn't shift, you haven't gotten to the root of you haven't gotten to like the root cause. Okay, wait, what else? They're directing me back, or I'm being directed back. Okay, I'm being guided to ask you if you have, given all of this information, if you have an additional question to address that you'd like addressed. Hi, Regina. I don't know if you're still here, my dear, but hi. I tend to enjoy theatrics. Yeah. So play with that. That's part of your power, especially as like, let that inner child, pew, pew, let that inner child out and play. Multidimensional star dude. Want to lessen their pain. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Well, could his angelic self answer the first question? Ah, okay. That's interesting. Okay. So let me scroll back. What I doing okay, all right. So let me just kind of tune into the connection there. Where are you? Okay, Simon. One moment. Are you feeling like it's not progressing as much, like this process is as much or as fast as you would like it to? This is angelic self. Oh, okay. All right. You don't know what to expect. Okay. All right. So let me kind of fill in. Oh, okay. That's why. Because you're like, okay. So what I'm hearing is sending you. Are you getting signs? Are you getting signs? Well, the thing is like what I'm hearing is like I'm sending her signs, but she's not maybe really understanding that you're getting signs. So and I don't know like the depth or the breadth of your abilities offhand. I know you're empathic, my dear. So you might feel him around. You're doing what you need to do. You're just in the process of learning how to perceive that he's also communicating with you. Does that make sense? So you might want to try more obvious, like I would say, I would try inviting him into more of an obvious conversation, but like small, like, hey, let me know you're with me, send me like a bird today, or send me this type of butterfly or bird, or send me like a penny, right? Because guides, the reason I hear, like, I don't know if you're clairaudient, but the reason I hear is because I'm extremely clairaudient. I hear all kinds of things. I hear people's thoughts. I hear like all of these things. And so you might be sensing him, but like differently. So you're learning how to tune into and like where to listen. So are you listening with your inner ear? Are you seeing with your mind's eye? Are you feeling that he's around? Or do you have like, does a thought come into your head that all of a sudden oh, I'm with you. Like, what's up? You know, does a song pop into your head? Do you have like a synchronicity with like, oh, this, you know, you were just thinking something and then you see something like on TV or you hear something on the radio or you scroll through on TikTok and you're like, oh, I was just thinking about that same thing. So guides speak to us in a lot of different ways. And it feels like you're kind of learning the, the breadth, the different ways, because it feels like he's talking to you and you're doing the things. You're just learning how to tune your radio, tune your dial. Does that make sense? Well, it depends. You're asking, well, am I only an empath or will I be able to hear, see? I don't know. I can say that my empathic abilities have amplified my other abilities. So my ability to hear, my ability to like just know, and then feel, right? I can feel into anything. My ability to feel has grown over time with all of the healing work that I've done, the self-awareness work that I've done. So they expand. They don't just stay. So that the same thing goes with your clairs. So, you know, clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairgustance, clairtangency, psychometry, like whatever the things are, what you kind of naturally, you know, you might. Oh, okay. This is a process of you learning how to identify what abilities you have, like how these things are actually coming into you. You're not quite getting it. Yeah, it's almost like it's kind of almost going over your head. Like the messages are coming. The conversation is there. You're just not quite fully perceiving it because you're learning how these things work for you. And you just keep working at it. It's a muscle, right? You got to get your reps in. It's like any other muscle. These internal, you know, being, you know, empathic or psychic or mediumistic, all of these are muscles that we learn, that we gotta keep doing our reps, and it expands and it gets bigger, it gets stronger. And so you're at the point, my dear, where you're learning, you already know you're an empath, and your ability to feel, because empathy is the same as clairsentience, clear feeling. So your ability to feel is a very, in my opinion, a very remarkable and unfair advantage, because you can feel your way into seeing, you can feel your way into hearing, and you can feel your way into all of these different things that, you know, if you were maybe only clairvoyant, you know, you can't, you might not be able to do the same thing of like seeing your way into feeling. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But I feel like feelers, which is what you are, you can just feel. So your ability to feel, use your ability to feel. You know you're an empath. So use your ability to feel into, do you feel like he's with you? You can invite him to come closer to your aura. So see, and then feel. Just feel into your body, feel any sensations, feel around your hands, any tingling, any sensations, like what do you feel in your body? Do you feel and then kind of work your way out. First, work into your body, feel into your body, and then start kind of feeling outward into your field. Do you feel them kind of in your field? So you're kind of just learning how to perceive with empathy, or yeah, I'll say with empathy. So I would invite him in and, just call him in with the intention for your highest and best good, and also with the intention to help you understand how to feel more clearly and how to get a conversation going clearly. You can also try automatic writing. Do you know how to you can maybe try automatic writing? But like, I would invite him in to come close to your field and like feel. And then maybe just write. I felt this, I felt this, I felt this. Because we got to start at the beginning. You got to start, some of us want to just get up and run, right? But before all of that, we got to learn how to crawl. Then we got to learn how to walk. And then we can start learning how to run and sprint, right? So it feels like you're learning how to perceive when you're getting these messages. Okay? He's sending you kind of cues and clues, but it's not quite being fully perceived by you. Okay? Does that make sense? And do you have does that make sense? Does that make sense? Hi, Crystal. Whose fault is that? Yeah, you're doing what you need to. It's a process, right? For example, as a, just kind of like for example, we don't get into working out. And if you want to like build muscle or lean up, you don't do one workout and like, expect to be ripped, right? So it's just about really getting your reps in and just continuing to feel in, continuing to like, get yourself, create yourself a practice where you kind of like have 5 or 10 minutes a day where you call Simon in, and then you ask him, please come closer so I can feel you, and teach me how to feel you. Teach me how to allow, perceive you, for my highest and best good, as long as for your highest and best good, right? He feels pretty benevolent though, but always use your discernment. And then just write down what you feel, and do that every day for like a month and see, kind of how things expand, or see how things see how you grow after like a month of doing that. It's just about getting your reps in. You're doing what you need to do. You just got to do your reps. Makes sense. Is Simon my main guide, or do I have a main? Let me fill in to see if there's anything. He's a specialty guide. I don't know what that means, but that's what I hear. He's a specialty guide. So he will help you with, it feels like he's kind of coming in with this training, and at some point he'll probably leave. When your initiation with him and your work with him is kind of done. But he feels like he's a specialty guide, and that comes in for a specific purpose or a specific phase in your life to help you. As far as a main guide, I feel another, but like he's not coming in because it's not about that yet. It's more about like kind of this right here, right now. So, but there seems to be another main-ish guide. Simon is a specialty. He's helping you in shape-shifting, and he's helping you in understanding your empathic abilities and getting like your training. And he'll be with you as long as you need him to kind of complete your training. And I keep hearing mastery. So he's going to be with you for a while. He's going to be with you for a while. But he feels like a specialty guide. Rude. I mean, these things can shift and change, but that's kind of the information that I'm picking up as of now. So, you know, but that's kind of what happens sometimes. What's up, Ash? Oh, rude was to the other. No, it was like that wasn't what this is about. This is about his time, and the other, it wasn't really like kind of like a rude thing. It was more like not wanting to impede. Like that's not what it's about. It's like about like, no, you focus on this. That's not what it's about right now. But more like I'm not impeding on you receiving the information that you need from Simon. It's not about this other guide right now. Does that make sense? But whatever. Hi, Jillian. How have you? How have you been? It's been a long time. It definitely has been a long time. How are you, my dear? I'm doing well. I'm getting over being sick. Finally feeling much better this week and getting back to everything this week. So I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I feel more assured. Yeah, it's kind of like you got training wheels on, so to speak. And you're like learning how to use or utilize those training wheels. Okay? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, Jillian. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know specifically, but when I connect to Simon's energy, he feels pretty dope. You totally get that? You feel crazy at times? I get that. Let me check in to see. Okay, there is one last little bit here, Taryn. It kind of comes through as like, I mean, this is your training, so you get to take it as playfully or as seriously or, you know, not at all as you want, because it's your life and it's your choice. So the question that I was hearing, maybe ask yourself, maybe do some journaling or self-reflection on it, is like, what do you want to learn? You know, do you want to learn to expand your empathic abilities? Do you want to learn how to utilize them to your benefit and to others' benefit? You know, kind of asking yourself, how dedicated are you to learning? Because, you know, you got to put in your reps and it's going to take some time. So maybe doing some introspective, reflective work and seeing like how in it are you? How serious are you about, learning? And I would go with empathy because you're an empath. I would go with empathy and learn empathy first and then see how that expands, because I guarantee you empathy expands into many different things. Master's been passed around. Master has been tossed around a lot. That's why he's a master. He's done his reps. What is the the phrase or the saying? Smooth seas does not a seasoned or a master sailor make, something to that degree. If you're sailing, you learn by going into those storms and learning how to navigate. And so it looks to me or sounds to me like you're learning how to navigate your feeling abilities and maybe where you're absorbing or taking on other people's energies. And so Simon's there to help you with your empathic abilities. Part of empathy when we're in a wounded state, or we're or from a lower octave expression of empathy, what that can look like is taking on other people's shit, taking on other people's trauma, allowing them to dump their shit into you, their trauma into you, their ancestral trauma and bullshit into you, their projections into you, because you want to lessen their pain. You don't want them to suffer. But here's the thing, girl, you can't suffer enough for others to uplift them. They have to be willing to choose to learn that shit for themselves and lift themselves up. We empower others by being empowered. Sure, we can pick another up, but that other person has to be willing to do the work for themselves. Does that make sense? Because I used to do the same thing. I don't want people to feel the things, but like I was just increasing my own suffering. I wasn't being empowered. That's not being empowered. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Yeah. That's what he wants to leave you with. It's just kind of determine for yourself how in it are you how in it are you to learn. I know it's gonna take some time. Set some intentions for yourself of like what you want to learn, how you want to what you want to learn, or just set some intentions for yourself for your empathic abilities, of like learning how they work, learning how you operate, learning how you perceive, learning any disempowering or dysfunctional like dynamics that are going on so you can clear those, clearing any distortions around your empathic abilities, etc. And just kind of do some journaling and stuff, introspective work around that. Okay. You're really serious, but like, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, too much is going on for you, Ash. Can't keep her focused. Meditate. I don't know if Taryn's still here. Are you still here, Taryn? She like already popped off. She's like done. Yeah. Is it DM? I can do DNA activations, and that would be under energy work. I've actually been thinking about putting that on my paid services. So yeah, I could do a DNA activation for TikTok for on the live. Does that make sense? I'm losing my words. But yeah, let me know. It's been hectic. Diane, okay, yeah. I know you've come to me before. I'm like, I don't remember. Is it Diane? So excuse my my faulty memory sometimes. I remember what I need to. A DNA activation, it can look like a lot of things. So we have a lot of dormant DNA. Sometimes this is referred to as junk DNA. It's just DNA that hasn't yet been turned on. What we're actually, our full potential as humans, we have 3 strands now. We're actually meant to have 12 strands. Okay. And where we're at now is we're learning how to activate our DNA by remembering who we are, maybe our abilities, maybe the different connections, or who we truly are, the divine being of light that we truly are. That's activating remembrance, and that's activating the DNA. A lot of these things. So you can activate DNA in all kinds of ways. You can do a DNA activation for remembering past lives, or do DNA activation for self-worth, or releasing trauma around a certain topic. DNA activations always go hand in hand with clearing. So you're like clearing out the stuff, and you're also activating the DNA, where you're kind of turning it on. You're turning little sequences of DNA on that are ready to be turned on. And so that kind of like brings us more into I've had many I've done many DNA activations, and it's helped me be able to alongside with healing, right, expand my abilities in the way that I have, empathically, clairaudiently, all the things. So you can kind of, does that make sense? You can kind of have a DNA activation for anything. If that makes sense. I mean, I'm not the expert here on that stuff, but that's kind of my intuitive answer. Oh, you're welcome, Diane. It is 11:11 here. Oh, you didn't know that was a thing? Yeah. So that's what we're doing. As we ascend, as we release the trauma, release the ancestral trauma, release the beliefs, all of that stuff, we actually are naturally activating our DNA. And then we also simultaneously are deactivating, other sequences of DNA that maybe do not, or no longer serve us. Does that make sense? So it's a continual process, and we have a long way to go if we're gonna activate all 12 strands of our DNA. That's a lot. It's a lot of work. We're going from carbon-based beings to crystalline. So we're becoming crystals. And that takes a lot of remembrance and DNA activation and work. Yeah, absolutely. Some of the light, yeah. The light codes help to activate the DNA. Light codes can do a lot of different things. They can be specifically for DNA activation. It could be specifically for releasing and restructuring and little different things. So yeah. That was the first thing Simon didn't code me. Oh, that was the first time Simon didn't. What? What are you doing, baby? Huh? What you doing? Yeah, silly. Yeah, he's doing good. What you doing, my love? Hi. So I don't know if Diane was coming back. Yeah, it's my fuzzy buddy, huh? He's my little boy. Yeah. I don't know if Diane is coming back. So I'll hang out and wait for her for maybe a few more minutes or moments. Was there any other questions or comments? Yeah, she did. She said she was going to PayPal. I did see that, but I never want to assume that. I never want to assume. Let's see. Hold on. Try again. Okay. All right. She might be having some issues with it because I'm on PayPal. Okay. All right. Anyway, how is everybody doing? Is there any other free general readings? And Ash, did you get what you needed? Do you feel like good? Do you feel... if anybody wants a free general reading, leave a comment with your name. Do you feel like a master, like an ascended master? Who's Simon? I hear no. He's more of a specialty guide. Because he's like he comes in like a shapeshifter, a trickster. And it's to help people learn how to transmute energy and shift quickly. So he doesn't feel like an ascended master, but he's a benevolent guide. Does that make sense? There's a little bit of a difference. Not all guides are ascended masters, I don't think. No, I hear no. That doesn't feel right. Not all guides are ascended masters, but that doesn't mean they're not benevolent or like a high guide. He's more of a benevolent trickster energy that is serving as a guide to you to help you shift and to help you understand your empathy. Because that trickster energy can be really beneficial if you're an empath. Because you can, if you kind of learn, if you can learn, how to like shift energy really quick, as an empath, not only are you feeling the stuff from others, but like if you learn how to radiate and get your own energy going and spark and stoke your own fire and your own passion and your own joy, that can be radiated out. And you can learn how to like shift the energy of environments, of, it can be helped, if you're a healer or if you like to do healing work, it helps me. It helps me greatly because I help people kind of shift their energy very distinctly, profoundly, and really quickly because I'm able to like transmit that energy or those feelings. So I would say he's not an ascended master, but he is a very beneficial guide to have, especially as an empath. Yeah, you can shift a room. Yep, exactly. Okay, look, we do have a thingamabobber here. Diane, are you here? Diane, I think Diane is here. But yeah, that's part of your superpower as an empath. You can help shift, the energy of a room, of an environment, of others. You just want to make sure you're doing it in integrity. It always has to be done with good intent, like good Activate Claire's. Okay, that's what you want. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, the Simon Guide was a past version of me. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I see. Thank you for pinning that. The Simon Guide was a past version of me. It's very interesting. He comes in different now. Yeah, I would say, let's see. It's very interesting. I don't know how all of these things work. I even wonder if that's part of his trickster energy. He's definitely okay, no. All right. He's definitely another aspect of you. That aspect of you is a trickster. Very fun, playful, benevolent trickster. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, not to sound condescending, but yeah. He is. He's like a trickster. Did he come in as a trickster before? I don't remember. I know he came in, like, I know you're saying he came in as another aspect of you. I can feel that. He feels trickstery. He feels trickstery. Oh, he came multiple star, dude. Oh, yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm wondering, maybe you were right in the beginning and this is a different guide. Kind of similar frequency though. See, I'm learning too. I'm learning. I'm definitely learning too. I actually wonder if you were right in the beginning, that maybe that wasn't Simon. He's a benevolent guide though. Simon. I don't know. Maybe feel into that because I'm not quite sure. If is he a multi-dimensional? Here's what I say. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Because sometimes, I would say sometimes that there's like information that comes in that, it kind of drops off later, or it's like, oh yeah, maybe that wasn't it. And there's always like, I'm human, so I can always misinterpret energies. Doesn't talk the same. No, he's gone. That's why. let me see if there's let me just kind of see if there's all right. No, it's a different guide. He's like, no, I'm a trickster. Yeah, he's no, he's not Simon. That's not Simon. He's a trickster. But he can help you with your empathic abilities. He's like, that was me playing around. So I'm learning too. But that wasn't Simon. Simon's actually over here to my right. Okay, he feels a lot different. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, he's playing, he's making us a point. He's making a point of that's how quickly you can shift your energy. He still feels benevolent and playful to me. So, I mean, that gets to be up to your discernment. You can always cut him off if you feel like there's malevolence there. I don't get that. But he's coming in saying like that's part of the mastery he's here to, part of the mastery and the medicine that he's here to show you, if you're open to it. Simon trusts him, I do. That's funny. I was like, okay, egg on my face. Oh well, but I'm learning too. I don't pretend to know all of the things, because I really don't. It feels like hold on. Simon gives him the gold seal, you could say. Yeah, he gives him the okay. Okay, I'm gonna release them. Phew. Alrighty. Yeah, you could tell. I'm like, okay. So I'm getting training too. But yeah, that came in later. I was like, no, she was right. So trust your gut, trust your first instinct. That was what came in. Hold on. I have like things. But yeah, you knew right away. So that is the type of energy that can be very beneficial if used correctly and appropriately. Okay? Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for prompting me to ask again, because I'm learning here and I'm open to learning. Okay, my dear. So Diane, are you here, my dear, still? We're going to do we're going to do a Diane. We're going to do a DNA activation for Diane, for her clairs. Are there any specific clairs? Trust the first gut. Absolutely. Absolutely. Fucking trust that first gut, man. DNA activation. Is it all of the clairs? Actually, you know what? I hear your higher self speaking. Can I ask, do you have like, are you guided to any one clair? Because we're going to do an activation. Okay, it's going to be like a zip file. It's going to be like a zip file. Clairvoyance. Okay, that's what I was hearing. Yeah, thank you for being patient. Patience? Anyway, I have all but in minor degrees. Okay, yeah, I got you. So we're going to like open, I was hearing clairvoyance. Because like when, just to kind of briefly explain, sometimes when we work on one, and we allow that to kind of expand and we work with that one, other ones just kind of like are activated and they come in strong. They come in as secondary like supporters. That's kind of how my clairvoyance is it's kind of like a secondary supporter, and it strengthens more and more each year. So we're going to do, it feels like we're going to do specifically clairvoyance, but we'll see what kind of unfolds. Okay. And this is simply because I was hearing maybe to do one at a time, because we don't want to, you don't want to overwhelm your system. Like if everything turned on at once, that's a lot of fucking information. Okay. So I think we're gonna like really work on your clairvoyance. So I'm gonna connect to you, Diane. Thank you for your donation, by the way. It's always a pleasure and it's always an honor. So thank you for honoring me. There you are. I'm just gonna take a minute to connect to your higher self and to link my higher self with yours. Okay. Okay, we're definitely going to work with third eye. Yeah, we're going to definitely work with that clairvoyance. So I just want you to go ahead and focus your awareness on your third eye, my dear. And for those who are watching who want to receive like the spillover or whatever is relevant to you, then you're welcome to receive. Just simply intend. And I want you to breathe into that third eye, Diane, for me. And we're doing a DNA activation for clairvoyance, for Diane's highest and best good. This is going to come in the form of a zip file, okay? So whatever light codes that come through, it's going to be like a zip file that kind of unlocks over time. So it's not super overwhelming, okay? That's just kind of initially what I'm hearing. Go ahead and breathe into that third eye. And then just focus your awareness on your pineal gland. We're just going to and now I want you to imagine as you rest your awareness on that pineal gland, on that third eye center, that there is golden liquid light coming from above and into your crown and flowing into your third eye. And it's going to flow down your throat, your shoulders, your back, your chest, right? All the way down into your feet and into the center of the earth. And I just want you to keep your focus here on your third eye, your pineal gland. But I just want you to imagine and envision or just know that this golden liquid light is activating your DNA, activating the DNA that is ready to be activated and turned on. And just seeing those DNA sequences light up as you kind of just rest your awareness on that third eye. Yaka, ole, waya asashani hayakuwa, tia asia tahiasa. Shikuya nehele aya wa. Shikuya dili atatiti ki hasati hiasati hiasati tiko uwasa. Kia wene ne te tiha hila kiasa. Ia tititi hi kete e alasa ki asa. I ki te asa. I ki te asa asa. Kuiea. Kuiea. Kuiea ale ki ana ti asa ki tia 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 tia. Kia uea. Kia wea. Kia wea. Kia wea. Ia te 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 te. Ke te ube te tu 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 tu. Keep breathing deeply, my dear. Akuale natata kiasa shikiata awaha sikia. Koyane atatatatatatatatatata kia natatakata here tatatatatata atatatatatatata. Ko weata enatikia tatatikia tiketa hoya tatatatatata hatatatata hatatata 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 toto oh shh 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 tatoya tatatatatata hatatatatatata. Ukuya senati kiwasa Ekio and the other hot. Take a deep breath and release. Now I just want you to allow your awareness to move to your DNA and all of those little sequences that are lighting up. That are connected to your ability to see clearly with discernment, with a discerning eye that can see through the lies, that can see through the distortions, that can see through the illusions. And the more you decide and choose to utilize this ability in a way that is in alignment with your highest self, your true self, your Christed self, your God self, the more it turns on, the more it expands, the more it can evolve and grow and blossom. Just seeing all of those DNA sequences light up, being activated by that golden light. Feeling all of the tiny sensations in your body, the tingles, the movements. Now we're going to bring a indigo light down, 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 down into that third eye, all the way in your entire body, all the way down, down, down into the earth. It's a secondary activating light. This light's going to help to do many things, but the one thing that I'm kind of becoming aware of is helping refining with discernment. Or helping refine your discernment. The ability to see through the lies, through the falsities, through the illusions. Ila kaya na te iakata anstutu hiate 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 hiate. Hiatane hiwa se kiate hiate aka au makuye hiasikia hasati hasati kititititititititi. We're going to spin that DNA. And we're going to blast it with that indigo light. So we're going to call in 0-point angels. That specifically help with activating one's clairvoyance. And they're going to do a bit of a blessing. Shahasana kule hiasiki amato o hai ka ia satikia satitile aya wo oi ea titia titikia. Le kia mata e hiasiki hawa. Shia le kia irias doto hi ikia ana tikia saratiti iasiti. Shui hayasa. Shikiwa ia teneti kia atite hua titi. Ia koe le asineti hei kia titi hia siti kia titi. Ko ie la hie kia sasha iawa. Ia na e la asikiawa. Titi atia titi. So those angels are just circulating and circling in your fields and blessing your sight, blessing your vision. Shayawati aleki amata aweas. Shukuye ileha ichas sashetia. So I just want you to take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths for me as that circulates in your field, Diane. Allowing that DNA to fully activate. And knowing that this is, or remembering that this is like a zip file. So more components will automatically download and activate different sequences of your DNA over time. As you're ready, as you're ready. As you're ready and as you're aligned is what I hear. So the greater you come into alignment, that can trigger more of those light codes to kind of pop in. and turn on more DNA sequences, okay? And we're just circulating and balancing and grounding the energy. I keep hearing, I don't know if this is true, but I keep hearing, so I'm just going to relay it. Don't be surprised if you start seeing angels. There's a reason that they came in. So we're just anchoring all of that, that beautiful energy into the heart. And during that activation, we also connected the third eye to the heart to be able to see much clearer and to like also be able to see with the heart. And there's some clearing of the heart that's also happening, so that your higher self said your higher self's going to take that over and clear that in your sleep. So we're just going to send some Reiki to your dream time to help you clear anything around the heart, or in whatever way that Reiki consciousness feels best. We're going to let it go quantum. And so it's just going to clear whatever needs to be cleared. Do what it needs to do for your highest and best good, to support in this activation of your clairvoyance. All right. Okay. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Feel free to come back in your own timing, Diane. It's going to take me a minute to kind of like, to kind of see straight. But let me know. Oh, I gotta turn my backlight off. But let me know. Open the heart. Yeah, there's definitely your higher self's going to take care of that. So while you sleep, whenever the next time you go to sleep, we sent some Reiki to kind of work on the heart, whatever, like wherever the heart needs to go, because that heart and that, it's a really, really important connection, that heart and that third eye are, connected, and that, I mean, they're connected, right? But like the connection between those two centers are flowing, and like they're harmonizing together, because we want that heart to be able to help to discern, and we want to also be able to see with the heart. So there's like a lot of different like nuances, that the different energy centers, play with, and like they synergize and harmonize together with certain things. So we just want to, we're like, there's some clearing out of between here and here, and that's going to be sent to your dream time. So it's going to help you, so you can integrate while you're sleeping rather than while you're awake. I was in a complete zone. I can't even say how long that lasted. Yeah, it was the first easy mod day. There was a lot of people at first, and then, you know, because I got a paid reading, they were like, we're out of here. So it was the first easy day. Thank you for modding for me, Ash. I really appreciate that. You want angels close to you anytime? Oh, you speak to angels every day. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a reason that they came in, and I feel like you might start to see them in some capacity, whether like it's like in your mind's eye or like big flashes of them, but they came in for a reason. So I would be really curious to see how that unfolds for you, Diane. Let me know. Or not, you don't have to, but if you feel called to share, please let me know how things start to unfold for you in that, or if you do start to see angels. I'm really curious. You like Sandalphon? I do too. He's always in the space when I work. Sandalphon, Metatron, and Michael. I speak to angels every day also, and I've been wanting to see them. Oh, that's interesting. All right. I've been asking to see them. All right. Yeah. I'm curious. I'm very intrigued now. So thank you, Diane, for that exchange and allowing me to facilitate a DNA activation for you. It's always an honor. And yeah. Yeah, I think that's it all. That's all I got for tonight. I don't think, let me see. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, there's no more. I don't have any more paid readings. So I'm going to say, yeah, no wonder you like it here. Yeah, he's one of my boys. I always have him here. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Oh, Archangel Haniel is your spirit guide, guardian? Permanent. Yeah, you're very welcome. It's my pleasure and my honor. This is my joy to help people in whatever way, energetically, and support them whatever way I can in their healing and their self-awareness and their own empowerment and upliftment. So thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Ash. Sleep sweet, and thank you for the clarity. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I love you, and I will see you back here tomorrow night around the same time. Mwah.